Surat al-Qiyamah, chapter of the resurrection. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, I swear not by the resurrection day, I swear not by the blame-casting soul. Does man think we shall not reassemble his bones? Yes, we are able to reform his very fingers. Nay, man wishes to make an opening in front of him, asking, when is the resurrection day? When the sight shall be dazzled, and the moon sink away, and the sun and moon be brought together, then shall man say, where is a place to flee to? Nay, not a covert. At thy Lord, the day is the gathering place. To man shall that day be announced, when he has sent forward, and what he has held back. Nay, man against himself shall be a demonstration, even though he offer his excuses. Move not thy tongue therein, that thou mayest do it quickly. Ours is it to put it together and recite it. When we recite it, follow thou the recitation, then ours is to explain it. Nay, but ye love the world that hasteth away, and disregard the hereafter. Faces that day shall be beaming, looking at their Lord, and faces that day shall be scowling. One would think holes were being bored in them. Nay, but when it comes to the collarbones, and the cry is, who can work a charm? And he thinks that the parting is come, and the leg is entangled with leg, and to thy Lord is the drive. So he did not count it true, nor did he pray, but he counted it false and turned away. Then to his household he went, striding haughtily, nearer to thee and nearer, then nearer to thee and nearer. Does man think that he will be left roaming at will? Was he not a drop of semen emitted in desire? Then he was a blood clot, and then he created and formed him, and made of him the two sexes, the male and the female. Is not that one able to restore the dead to life? And that chapter's notably better in its style, just like a lot of them, if you actually hear the chapter rather than the translation. And there is particular merit of this chapter. I'm not really sure of that, but when you're going through spiritual material, go through it, but don't stress yourself to you know, like when you're doing the rituals, just don't like the prayers, you don't repeat along out loud with the person who's saying the prayer. You just reflect on what's being said. You pay attention. Don't worry about what you learn. God's going to have you learn what you're going to learn. Just pay attention and be careful with how you're saying it when you do say it. That's it. And one of the things, Muhammad went back and told the people which order all this was going to be in. He said this verse goes between these verses. This chapter goes here in front of or behind or between these other chapters. And there's narrations throughout the Quran that make clear why compiler after compiler after compiler, there was not one or two. It was an oral tradition put down, put down, put down, put down. For the different dialect, there's like 500 and they all agree. Now there's different dialects, so some places you have a noon instead of a meme, or a seen instead of a sod, but there's some other instance, I think, but you have the same, it's the same message. It's not like the differences you see in differences of the Bible, the tonic, even when you have the number of columns and number of rows and number of letters all decided, you end up with 3 differences, and it's not a dialectical thing, really. There's other things going on there. You don't have any of that in the Quran. You don't have the variation in the, this is after, but before that, there was more variation in the Bible manuscripts. The Christians really had a lot of, there's over 10,000 differences. So